What's good, everybody? Greg Hickman here with Systemly, and this is the Scalable Podcast, my friends. And in this episode, we are talking about cash flow follows your calendar. Show me your priorities, fool. Let's get it going. For 3 years, my agency built funnels and automation systems for the biggest names in marketing today. Since then, I've transformed that agency into a hyper-profitable training and consulting business. While everyone is out there talking about scale like it's some sort of destination, we'll be asking the real question. How do you transform your business into a more scalable model using the knowledge, skills, and expertise that you already have? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share the strategies I'm using to build my multi-million-dollar business. My name is Greg Hickman, and welcome to Scalable. All right, guys, welcome back. And like I said, this is probably going to be a quicker episode, but a lesson that I learned that I go to apply in my business all the time. And I also, kind of raise this issue to my clients as well. And really, it's this concept of your cash flow follows your calendar. And there was this great quote by Ramit Sethi that I heard. Ramit Sethi wrote a book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And he basically said, if you want to show me your priorities, show me your calendar and show me your bank account. Because if you're not dedicating time to the things that are important to you and you're not investing in or buying things that are important to you, right? Or investing the time and energy into the things that are important to you, then I would challenge that it's actually a priority. And so I see this show up in a lot of folks' lives, especially entrepreneurs, many of our clients, and often, honestly, at times myself. So, for example, you want to get more clients, thus you need to sell. Well, show me your calendar. Where on your calendar do you have time designated and blocked off for sales activities, right? Oftentimes, people say they want to make more money, yet you look at their calendar and there's no time blocked for sales calls or creating sales materials or doing any sort of marketing activities, things that will actually drive sales that aren't even on their calendar. So very quickly I could say, okay, cool. Well, sales aren't that important to you because you're not designing your week or your days in order to actually sell more. So ask yourself that and then say, hey, if you say something like my health is really important to me and I go look at your bank account and you aren't investing in a gym or you aren't buying, any sort of supplements or you haven't spent any money on anything tied to your health, then I would go and say, hey, you're probably not that interested in getting healthier, right? Because you haven't spent any money on it. Oh, look, there's no time on your calendar to go to the gym or to run or to work out. And that then becomes the reality is that you say it's important, but you aren't committed to actually doing the things that are necessary to make it a part of your life or to actually have success with it. So cash flow follows your calendar. So in the business world, if you want to be generating more sales, you should have sales blocks. Where is the time on your calendar where you're going to take sales calls? If you need to be doing activities that will generate those sales calls, where is the time on your calendar that is going to be filled with the sales and marketing activities that are going to lead to people being on your calendar? If that time does not exist, when is it going to happen, right? Which leads into, another thing that actually I learned from Ramit Sethi as well was if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. And if you look at my calendar and many of our clients' calendars, we have this thing called the optimized week. Some people call it the perfect week. And I literally block time for everything. And so on my calendar, each and every day, there's tons of colors. Let me pull up kind of the day view. Like you can see here that there are, different blocks, right, that are filled and they're different colors. And I have my wife's calendar that comes in there that I can see, my team's calendar. And I even put stuff on the weekends, right? When I first got started with this, it was a muscle that I hadn't been working, that if there was a block of time where I wanted to actually do nothing, say on Saturday, I don't want to do any work. I would literally put a block on my time from when I wake up till when I go to sleep, and it would say, have fun, do whatever you want, so that I could visually see that I have permission to do that and not feel bad. Because when I was first getting started with, this notion of blocking time and calendar blocking, having each and every, minute of the day essentially allocated for, I would get to Friday and I'd look back at my week and I'd see a lot of white chunks, pieces of time that didn't have things blocked in them. And I would start to feel really guilty because I would look back and I'd say, what the heck was I doing during this time or that time? Like, I don't even know where that time went. And I started to beat myself up, right? So that in those early stages, again, like if this is something you're not used to, calendar blocking, that is, you kind of need to start working it like it's a muscle, like you go to the gym. I'm not just going to start, bench pressing, 350 pounds if I've never walked into a gym and done a bench press before. Just like with calendar blocking, like I can't trust myself having tons of empty pockets of time because I'll probably not do anything. So again, those early stages, I would literally block every minute from when I woke up till I went to sleep. Now, as I've been doing this for 4+ years, I have a lot more discipline with this, but pretty much my work days and family activities, I still block all of it. I just don't block every break time, right? And so, for example, if we look at my day yesterday, wake up 5 a.m. and I do this thing called the Core 4 until 6:30. Then between 7 and 8, I'm taking my son to school. By the time I get back, I'm going for a run. By that time, I'm able to shower and eat. So shower and eat would not be on there, but that's in a gap between my run block and the next block, which from 10 a.m. till 11:30 was a content creation block. So I have creation blocks where my team's not allowed to schedule any meetings with me. And that's where I create the things that I need to create, sort of like what I'm doing right now in recording. Like I'm in a creation block. Then I have 2 calls. Then I have a manage block. These are for me to do things for my team, any sort of management type activities. I have an hour block for that. And then I have a couple calls before I have to leave again to pick up my son. And then we went to family night last night. And so that was on my calendar. So I knew that I needed to be at family night by a specific time. Like all of those things are on my calendar blocked. And I get to show up and see exactly where I'm supposed to be very visually for me. And so for me, if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. And it serves as a little bit of a to-do list, although I do use my notebook as well. But if you look at my calendar, you'll see sales blocks. You'll see blocks of time for me to create content like this, which leads to sales conversations, helps build my audience, things that will help my business grow. Like all of that's on my calendar. You'll see me invest in gear for running the half marathon that I just did, gym, getting coaches and mentors, investing in courses and programs, and technology to help my team become better. Right? I'm investing in things that will help us get to our goals. And when it comes to experiences with family, we invest our money in trips and stuff that we want to have around the house to make our environment feel a certain way. So if you were to look at our bank account, you would see us spending money on the things that are important to us. And in the business, you would see us using our time and money on things that are actually going to help our business grow. So where in your business and where in your life do you feel a little bit off? And can you look at your calendar or look at your bank account to see, are you actually dedicating the time and committed to using the time and your money and resources on the things that you're actually saying are important to you? Because at the end of the day, cash flow will follow your calendar, right? Cash flow will follow your calendar. And while for some of you, this might be extreme, some of you probably need to start doing this. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. So that is what I have for you guys today. If you're enjoying this show, please leave a review in iTunes or give us a subscribe on YouTube if that's where you're following along. And look, if you want to kind of be exposed to more training and content like this that goes a little bit deeper, Please join us in our free Facebook group called the Scalable Service Provider. I will link that up below, where you can visit system.ly/community, and you will be brought right into our private Facebook group, answer a couple questions so we make sure you're cool and you're not going to spam the heck out of our group, because that's not what it's about. It's about learning and bettering ourselves and becoming more scalable. We hope to see you there. Until next time, have a good one. Talk soon. If you're an agency owner or a service provider and you want to transition out of doing done-for-you services and finally launch your own high-ticket coaching or consulting programs, then we'd love to help. We put together a program where we will hold your hand and walk you step by step through the exact same process that we've used and hundreds of our clients have used now to develop and transition their agency services into their own leveraged, scalable business model where they package up their expertise and can work one-to-many instead of one-to-one. If you want to learn how we can help you, visit myscalablebusiness.com for more.